dreaming about her again?
Hunted, The Demon's Forge was developed for PlayStation 3, Xbox 360 and Microsoft Windows in 2011. The game can be played single-player or co-op and has similar third-person combat to Gears of War. But you're wondering how well the console versions are emulated, and how they compare to the PC version. So let's find out.
Well, rotten boar meat would explain the ending.
The wizard who hired us said this job was a cakewalk.
There, did you see that?
The best thing I can say about the PC version is that it's cheap. I bought it for $2 on Steam, but that's where the positives end. Firstly, I experienced several bugs in the game, despite only playing for 2 hours.
Lara, get up here. Looks like somebody...
When I arrived in this area, for example, the event causing the enemies to attack didn't trigger, forcing me to restart from the last checkpoint. Later on I noticed that the on-screen prompts were showing the keyboard buttons, even though I was using an Xbox controller. This was causing a lot of confusion. Lastly, I couldn't save my video settings for some reason. So I had to play with medium graphics instead. Luckily I could enable VSync in my NVIDIA control panel. But overall I'm very disappointed with the PC version.
Stay sharp, girl. No telling what's down here.
Your dream promised riches.
Xenia emulates the 360 version really well, even though you can't upscale the graphics yet. I'm sure we'll eventually get the feature, but in the meantime 720p is the best we can do. You can play around with FSR if you want, but over-sharpening the graphics can make it look worse in my opinion. I didn't experience any bugs, glitches, freezes or crashes, and I would add that Xenia managed a fairly stable frame rate at 30. Is it better than playing the Windows version? I would say so.
Perhaps you're right.
RPCS3 emulated the game fine for the most part. The frame rate dipped no lower than 26, and that was with lots of action on screen. I'm sure it would perform better if I lowered the resolution, but the game's presentation really does benefit from upscaled graphics, so I left it at 1440p. It's not all perfect, however. I did experience a crash, despite changing the driver wake-up delay to 800. It's worse when you leave it at default. And those of you who watched my Azure's Wrath video will know that upscaling games on RPCS3 can cause color issues. It can easily be fixed by changing the resolution scale threshold.
What is that?
At last our paths have crossed, warrior.
You? From my vision?
Yes. My name is Seraphim, and those visions are a foretelling of the riches and power I can provide you.
I told you, Alara. It was much more than just a dream.
Wait, this is your dream girl?
I'd say she looks promising.
Let us start with a favor.
What do you need?
Besides a little sun.
There's no need for your snarky nature, Huntress, for what I require is quite simple. All I ask is for you to pick up the Death Stone before you.
Pick it up. A Death Stone.
The stone goes far beyond such literal nonsense. It has many powers. It allows me to channel the energy of certain crystals into its bearers. Collect these crystals and present them to me, and I can grant you powers beyond your wildest dreams.
And where do we find...